Dengue fever is a mosquito-borne disease caused by the virus dengue virus. Dengue virus. So when we talk about the dengue virus, here is the shape of a dengue virus. It looks like a ball. Now I will discuss about the mosquito involved in the dengue fever. Dengue fever is transmitted by the bite of Aedes mosquito infected with the dengue virus. The mosquito becomes infected when it bites a person with dengue virus in their blood. It can't be spread directly from one person to another. So here, this is confirmed that dengue fever is not a contagious disease. It does not spread from one person to another. Basically, when the mosquito here in this picture, you can see when a mosquito bites a person that is already suffering from dengue fever, then through the bloodstream, the mosquito, the dengue fever transfers into the body of the mosquito. Okay, now I will discuss about the life cycle of Aedes mosquito. From acute weight loss to weakening of the immune system, the side effects of dengue fever are very dangerous. And every year, dengue affects huge population and the credit goes to the unhygienic living and the stagnant water that offers a breeding for a group of mosquito that spread dengue. Basically, here in this slide, you can see that this is the life cycle of an Aedes mosquito that first lays eggs and then the eggs in 2 to 3 days interval they develop into larva. The live larva then changes into pupa within 4 to 6 days, and finally it becomes the mosquito within 2 to 3 days. Now, here, this is a very important topic and very interesting information that the stagnant water, like the dirty water, is the most favorite place and the habitat for this mosquito. So, wherever you see water, if water is at some place put at some time, so it is very important that we should remove that water. Signs and symptoms of dengue fever. Now, how can we differentiate between a person that is having seasonal fever or a person that is having that is suffering from dengue fever? So here are some signs, some alarming symptoms that I'm going to share. The first symptom is headache with pain behind the eyes. So whenever a person is attacked by a dengue mosquito, the first symptom that the person is going to have, the patient is going to have, that is going to be headache with pain behind the eyes. The second is nausea and vomiting. So this symptom is also very normal in the other conditions of fever. And the third one is sudden onset of fever lasting for 2 to 7 days. So if a fever is lasting for more than 3 days, then there is a condition, then there is an alarming situation that some test for dengue fever should be done, that the patient must be having dengue fever. Then the fourth one is mild bleeding. Now, bleeding from nose or gums is also a very alarming situation that a patient is suffering from dengue. Then the fifth symptom is that the skin has many rashes and redness appears on the skin. And the last and most important symptom is pain in joints and muscles. So whenever a person, as you know that dengue attacks the immune system and a person becomes weak, so there is a lot of pain in the joints and the muscles. MNT for dengue fever. Now I will like to discuss our main topic that is our concentration for today. MNT for dengue fever, medical nutrition therapy for dengue fever. The type of diet taken in dengue fever totally depends upon the patient's tolerance towards the food. Typically, the following diet is appropriate for the patient. So, whenever you have a dengue patient, there is no specific diet that this following diet is going to make the patient's life easier or it's going to, uh, you know, elevate, it's going to eliminate the situation, and your patient is going to get well soon. So, but there are some MNTs that are going to help to treat the patient. So, whenever you see someone comes to you that is suffering from dengue, typically the following diet is appropriate for the patient: high protein diet, low fat diet, diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and high fluid intake. So these are the four important MNTs, medical nutrition therapy, for a dengue fever patient. So now I will discuss the dengue diet, or some of the tips that you should remember, that what should we eat or what a dengue patient should eat when he's suffering from this problem. Once diagnosed with dengue, it is important to pay extra attention to your diet, as it plays a key role for recovery, and it is also help in to improve the medication process. So if a person is taking good diet, then medication will also work fast and the person will recover soon. So our diet plays a very important role in in the working of medicines as well. There are no specific diet for dengue, but the following dietary tips can help recover dengue. So the first tip is fluid. Drink plenty of fluid throughout the day. Apart from drinking plenty of water, take fruit juices, lime water, coconut water, amla sharbat, homemade vegetable soup, ORS preparation in case of dehydration. Now this is very important, that the dengue patient should not be dehydrated. If a patient is dehydrated, the symptoms can be seen in the urine. If a patient is having dark urine, if a patient is passing dark urine, then that means that the patient is having is dehydrated. So it is very important that enough fluid intake should be taken. So, like if we talk about lemon water is also a very good remedy to keep the person hydrated, because lemon water and juices help to give rise to the number of blood cells. Now, when the blood cells will be increased, then it will improve the count of platelets in a person. And coconut water is the best remedy, and coconut water is the best fluid that should be taken, because it helps to wash away toxins from the body. Now, toxins are removed from the body through the urine. Coconut water not only provides vitamin A, B, and C, but also minerals, calcium, potassium, magnesium, iron, and phosphorus. So the first tip is that person, the patient, dengue patient, should not be dehydrated, and enough fluid intake should be taken. The second tip is vitamin C. Now, the fruits that are rich in vitamin C are a vital source for a dengue patient to recover from the weakness that happens, and it also helps in speedy recovery. Fresh orange juice, sweet lime juice, kiwi, guava are rich in vitamin C. So these really help. Fruits rich in vitamin A, C, and K, like orange, pomegranate, help platelets count, as they contain all the essential vitamin and minerals. So it is very important that if patient is patient should take raw vegetables, raw fruits as well, because and the fruits that are rich in vitamin C especially should be taken. Now, the third tip is prepared uh, papaya leaf extracts. Now, there is not a valid evidence that scientifically it is not proven, but as some of the results have been seen, that papaya plays an important role in increasing the platelets count. Juice prepared from crushed papaya and leaf is believed as one of the best home remedies for dengue fever treatment. Wash papaya leaves thoroughly before extracting juice. Add some lime juice and black salt to taste and better absorption of important nutrients. Wheatgrass juice is also beneficial. Make sure that these juices are homemade and hygienically prepared. Now, in food nutrition, you already know that a very important emphasis is done on hygiene. So it is very important that whatever thing you are taking, you should prepare it yourself, or someone from your home should prepare. Avoid taking things from the outside. Commercially prepared things, if they are not in Tetra Pack or some proper packaging, they are not made from the clean hands, and they can have some more germs. So a dengue patient is already weak, the immune system is already weak. So the patient is immune to carry various types of diseases. The patient can catch many different diseases. Now, tip number 4, high protein diet. High protein diet. Take high protein diet to restore all the muscle loss and to regain immunity. Eating chicken, fish, egg, and other dietary products can help patients battle the dengue fast. If there is no appetite, opt for chicken broth. Now there are some patients who do not like to eat something, so they can have soup, they can have broth. Broth also gives them, energy. So all taking a high protein diet is very important because the proteins, they help in muscle building. So as you all know, the dengue patient is very weak because of the pain in muscles and joints, and the body's uh, energy is lost. Energy loss from the body is very high. So eating lean parts of the meat like chicken, eggs, fish, and other dairy products can help the patient. If they vegetarians can then have thick dals, well cooked sprouts, sprout pancakes, roasted dry nuts like almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. So if they, some of the people, some of the patients you see, they are vegetarians. They will say you that I don't consume chicken, or I don't consume any meat product. So what you are going to do is you are going to tell them that okay, if you cannot have all the meat group things, then what you can do is you can use dal, you can use sprouts, any other option that is other than the meat, but it should be high in protein content. Tip number 5, herbal tea. Take herbal tea with ginger, lemongrass, mint, and tulsi. Now, herbal tea also plays a very important role. You can say green tea, herbal tea, any tea, because they are rich in antioxidants. Antioxidants are found in plant foods. They help to neutralize the harmful free radicals in your body. This medical preparation will rejuvenate the patient and will alleviate the symptoms such as cough and cold if they are accompanying dengue fever, like ginger tea, like lemongrass, like mint tea. So any herbal tea is very good remedy for the patient to get rid of the cold or the cough, and it is also rich in antioxidants. Tip number 6, soft and easily digested food. As I've told you in the MNT that we are supposed to provide the diet. There is no specific diet, so we are supposed to provide a diet that is according to the patient's tolerance. If a patient can tolerate a specific diet, then we should first ask them that is it okay for you to have this diet? Can you eat these things? Are you okay with consuming these things? So the diet should be soft and easily easable to digest. If the diet is not soft, you are giving too much spicy food or anything that will take a long time to be digested, then it is a very wrong thing. You can take pureed and soft food like porridges. Now porridges, you all know that they are very rich. They are very rich energy source. So porridges can be given. Sweet potato mash with honey can be given. Soft moong dal khichdi can be given, which is easily swallowed and digested. The food which is easily swallowed and digested should be preferred over oily and spicy food. Now, we will move to tip number 7, consumption of vegetables. Now, this is very important. Vegetables such as spinach, pumpkin, paprika, carrot, water trees, celery, broccoli, and beetroot will trigger your platelet levels and help to purify your blood. So vegetables, all these vegetables, they should be consumed because, like, if you talk about broccoli, if we talk about broccoli, then broccoli is rich in vitamin K, and vitamin K helps to uh, trigger your platelet count. They increase the platelet count, and when there are more platelets, then more blood cells can be made. So it is very important that you should eat green leafy vegetables because they are rich in antioxidants, and they also help to increase our platelet count. And one more thing, they also help to purify our blood. Tip number 8, consume goat milk. Now, many of you will be familiar with goat milk. Goat milk has a very unpleasant smell, or some of us feel that it has not a good taste, but goat milk is also a very good remedy, and we can replace it with the cow milk. Replacing cow milk with goat milk is also considered to be beneficial in increasing the platelets count. Here, you will recognize and you will see one thing, that my main focus through diet is on the platelet count. Why? Because whenever you have dengue fever, dengue virus main attack is on your immune system. They make your immune system weak. So when a patient is not having immunity, he or she is immune to every kind of disease, and there is no energy from in the body to recover. And when there is no energy, that how can a person fight with the disease that he or she is having? So our main focus should be on increasing and on consuming the food that will increase our platelet count, that will improve our immune system. Goat milk plays an important role in fighting with fevers like breakbone fever, dengue fever. It is also helps in increasing blood platelet count. Now, I will discuss about some of the immune boosting foods, those foods that can help in dengue fever to make our immune system strong. So, these foods are orange, lemon, garlic, ginger, green tea, papaya. I have already discussed with you all about this, that orange juice has vitamin C, lemon juice is citrus. It is also very important. Garlic and ginger have antioxidant properties. Green tea is also very important because it contains antioxidants and flavonoids that help in circulation of the blood. And papaya is also very good. I have already told you about papaya, that it also increases the platelet count. Now I will discuss about the okay dengue patient diet chart. Now here you can see that total calories are written 1600. Now 1600 calories are not enough for everyone. The number of calories you take, they totally depend upon the person individual need, body weight, and all the things that we considered before making the calorie count for a patient. But if we take an example, so total calories, if they are 1600 calories per day, then the intervals on which the food should be given, here you can see 9 a.m. can be the breakfast time, then the mid meal can be given at uh, 11 a.m., then the lunch can be given at 1 p.m., then evening snack can be given at 4 p.m., and the dinner can be at 8 p.m. Now, this can differ according to the patient's preference, that at what time they take their lunch, dinner, and all these things. Now, let's talk about the calorie count. So, the total fat should be 26 grams of the total diet, calcium should be 1600 milligrams, sodium should be 1000 milligrams, carbohydrate should be 300 grams, protein should be 40 grams, iron should be 17 milligrams, and so this is how the calorie chart should be divided. Now I will tell you about I have made a sample diet plan for a dengue patient so that you can have an idea that how we should, give the food items. As I've told you all the tips that what food should you include, so you can include the following foods and make a proper diet plan by avoiding the food that is not good. Now, breakfast, if you talk about breakfast can be taken from 8 a.m. to 8:30. You can recommend milk and cornflakes, 1 cup to the patient. Mid meal can be taken from 11 a.m. to 11:30. The patient can have pomegranate or orange juice. From both of these options, one option can be opted. Lunch can be from 2 to 2:30, one or two chapati according to the patient's appetite can be given. Chicken 2 pieces can be given too, because you know that we have to remember the MNP, that we have to give a high protein diet. Some amount of protein in the form of chicken should be chicken, or any lean meat should be given. In the evening, the patient can have a grape juice in the dinner, as to give a variety to the patient, so he or she doesn't get bored of eating the same thing. So you can give boiled rice, 1/3 cup according to the patient appetite. I will say this again: carrot and broccoli curry can be made, and this can be given as half cup. So the preferences and the food items that you prefer, you give to the patient, they depend upon the patient's tolerance level. And you can take the ideas from all the tips that I have already given to you. Now we will move to one of very important point, that which food should we avoid. So when talking about which food should not be consumed, foods to be avoided, avoid oily, spicy, fried, and processed foods as much as possible. Oily, fried foods. It is best to avoid oily foods and opt for a lighter diet. Oily foods contain a lot of fat, which may lead to high blood pressure and high cholesterol. This can put a damper on the road to recovery, as it weakens the immune system. So here, oily foods should be avoided because they can weaken our immune system, they can increase the fat content. So it is very important that during dengue fever, we should eat food, we should consume food that are low in fat content. Second is spicy food. Spicy food is a big no for dengue patients. It can cause acid to collect in the stomach and lead to ulcer and damage to the walls. This damage hinders the recovery process, as your body seems to be fighting double the illness. Caffeinated beverage. Your body needs lot of fluid, but caffeinated beverages are not the way to go, since more hydrating and relaxing fluid intake is recommended. So caffeinated drinks should be avoided at all costs. These drinks cause rapid heart rate, fatigue, caffeine crashes, and muscle breakdown. Now, if we are having caffeinated drinks or carbonated drinks, like we are having Pepsi, we are having different coffees, then what will happen? They will cause fatigue, our heart rate will increase, and they will also make our muscles weak. And one of the problems, severe problem, and the symptom of dengue is that you lose muscle weight. Your muscles become weak. So we should never eat that thing that is going to make our situation worse. So these are the three main foods that you should avoid. Avoid oily and fried food. Spicy food is a big no. Caffeinated beverages should be ignored. You are not supposed to have any caffeinated beverage. If a patient comes to you and he loves to, have different types of drinks, then you are going to tell her or him or her this story, that caffeinated drinks are not good for you. Why? Because they're going to they will cause muscle breakdown. So these are all these foods that should be avoided. Now we will move to the conclusion. I will give you a summary of all the points that we have discussed. So, one very important point that that plays an important role with diet and medication is rest well. So, please recommend your patient that if you're taking proper diet, you're taking proper medicine, then rest and relaxation is also very important. If a patient will not relax, and so there will no point of giving a good diet, or having a good diet, or following the prescription of the doctor. So having a good diet is also very important. Second one is daily track of symptoms. Now, it is very important that you should spread awareness to the patient that you can also keep a track of your symptoms, that how well you are improving. This is very important. Consume coconut water. I have already told you that coconut water is very important because it helps to remove toxins from the body. Avoid eating spicy and oily food. Oily and spicy foods are not good. Drink plenty of fluid. Fluid intake is also very important. Include orange, papaya, and pomegranate. Pomegranate, as you all know, that it is very important because it helps to make blood in the body. Blood count increases, so platelet count will increase. So this is the conclusion of today's presentation.